بنی زمن رهب ای خانم بنی زمن رهب ای خانم بانچی زمن رهب ای خانم بانت زمن رهب ای خانم
I wrote a small song. There will not be hunger in my generation because I'm a responsible generation.
I work with students, teaching students to be a change agent in their family and in their community.
This is the story of 6 ordinary girls from sub-Saharan Africa. They faced ordinary challenges that keep most women in their region uneducated, poor, and powerless. And yet, these ordinary girls have become extraordinary women.
As soon as you are born as a woman, as a girl, like all your destiny is there. I really admire the children, especially the girls that live in the village. They start to be mother from 5 years old. They have to support their mothers with the smaller children. They have to cook, they have to go to the farm. I was raised like that. Okay, before I decide to do anything else, I have to make sure that everything at my house is in condition. Even if I have my brother, he doesn't wash the dishes, he doesn't cook, he doesn't clean the room. Like, these are household, and household are for women, not for boys. They don't come to the school often because they have to help at house. So because her mom passed away, she had to give up the school. She couldn't find the father, so now she's in charge of the family. She has 3 younger brothers. She has to provide the food, clothing. Eles vão à escola? None of them goes to school.
A woman works 18 hours a day, 18 hours, and she assumes that's her sole role. She also teaches her daughter to be like that. There is no way out, you know. Every time I return from school, I have to do household activities. When I open my book and study, my stepmother used to say, "This is not your bread. You have to work." Bread is actually, it's injera for us. This is not your injera.
Most parents will think that it's a waste of time to educate you highly for you to just be a wife.
There are some people who think that women should always be subservient to men, that they are kind of inferior to men.
Ele tem mais facilidade de aprender as coisas mais rápido. Por exemplo, o seu trabalho, assim, mais ou menos isso. Quando que já as mulheres são mais frágeis que os homens.
My friends, some of the girls that are here already have their husbands waiting for them, so next year probably they will not be here at school.
my aunties who are in the village. By the time I was in Form 4, they were expecting I would be pregnant. I would actually get pregnant, and that was expected.
My family has to ask the man who wants to marry me to pay something, depending on how my family values me. Lobola, we call it lobola. And for me and my children will belong to my husband. They say the daughters are for sale because of lobola.
Guys are the ones who find the girl, who go and ask the girl to get married. It's not the other way around. So we can get married whenever we want. There's always a girl that will be there for you. There's always a girl.
Going to get married at 14, 15 or 16 means that you are going to be totally dependent on the man all your life. You don't have a trade, you don't have a training, you don't have a profession. So even when you need to buy salt in the house, you need to ask your husband for money. That means that he will never respect you at all.
Since I never grew up with my mom, my dad was the closest person to me. He's the one who raised me up. So I really didn't take it well that he had passed on.
You're supposed to keep quiet, respect your elders, and if things are not going, just lay back. Accept sometimes things, that's the way they are.
Some people thought that I'll never make it this far. And they chose to treat me anyhow. Maybe because they knew I had nowhere to report the mistreatment, or all I can say is I lived with so much fear.
The worst is when we think that it's normal to beat up by their husband. For us, it's normal. And in some ways, rape can be accepted. And as a human being, I want to be accepted in my community.
I started shouting. I started making noise. And he tried fighting me. Are you a child? I said, no, I can't risk my life. So I shouted and people came. And I mean, that's how I was rescued. But what if people were not there? I mean, I would have fought prey to him.
My father was in the army, and I remember when I was old enough to understand, he was transferred to an area where the war was. Just to show their power, they used to cut their ears. Women, they used to cut their breasts. And these are things that I've seen when I was 7, 8 years old. For me, the most sad is having within the same country people fight against each other. I couldn't understand, and I still, up to today, I don't understand why.
My father, she family, over 70 years in this community, so he died. He didn't do anything. By then, if he were able to send us to school, I think they should have been started by now. They didn't. And I've seen my colleagues. If I meet them, sometimes I feel shy of me. Why me? Why can't I be like them? But if I go to school and then I get a better job to do, I can help. I can come back to my community, help you people more than what I'm doing now for you people.
From early childhood, ordinary girls are expected to skip school to work, and at puberty, they usually leave school entirely to marry. They must quietly accept the traumas of rape, war, and poverty. But the winds of change are beginning to blow in sub-Saharan Africa, loosening the restraints that keep girls down.
Sometimes I had to go to school without groceries. If I didn't have groceries,
then people would expect me maybe to do prostitution. That's when you have to have the courage to say, even without those things, I will still go on.
When they put pressure on me, my mind became so alert. So it was like it was an engine for me to move forward.
I have come to that level where I'm just not accepting things because they are routine or they're supposed to be like that.
I don't have to be dependent. I have to be independent, and for me to be independent, I have to get education.
The fact that some people never thought you would amount to anything, I think that's what pushed me further even to go into university.
It's time to break those chains and come out. And I believe that it's us women who can start the initiation and the change.
I think change is the hardest thing, when you have to go deep inside us and say, that's enough.
So I consider children as a change agent. I advise young girls, they can be married, being educated. The whole thing is having a purpose in life, valuing, giving priority for education.
I like to work in the communities. I can speak and you're never going to understand what I feel when I'm there. They're smarter, intelligent, and very, very capable.
Nessa zona tem muitas crianças vulneráveis, órfãos, mãe e pai, e necessitam para aprender. Eles precisam de ir à escola, mas não tem como. Temos as mamães também que estão a ajudar. Eles também ajudam na machama, e as mamães ajudam, e as mamães também estudam, também aprendem.
Se aprendermos a ler e escrever, amanhã será, o nosso futuro vai mudar, né? Pode haver um emprego, nós não saber escrever, não podemos trabalhar. Sim.
The current reality is the economy of Africa is based on agriculture. Women, whatever they have money, they invest in the family.
Women spend up to 90% of their income on their families, while men spend 30 to 40%. If women had the same resources as men, they would increase yields on their farms by 20 to 30% and reduce hungry people by 100 or even 150 million.
And if we are able to drive women as we are driving men, there's going to be a good balance. And that's what we need to move economies up, to move nations where we want to move them to, and to sustain lives.
So what is this little girl doing here? I was a bit skeptical about actually about the whole program. Then I started listening to the things that she was saying. I realized that women training or teaching in higher levels of profession, I was not too familiar with that. It was more of a man thing. But interacting with her makes me realize that she knows what she's talking about. And that is inescapable.
We look at increase the yields of the families and support them on reaching food security. Also trying to bring new seed varieties that are more appropriate to this climate. So in this while we show them the practice, and all the community can learn from that practice what we are doing.
I realized that the farmers never get the results of whatever research we are doing. They don't get this information. I decided I wanted to start doing something.
Ama vonele ya hina a hi sisi adifetu kaluku ijontana na ona na urkasat.
Ali convida-se os líderes que são camponeses, então, para ver como é que é fazer aquele ensaio, fazer aquela demonstração. Vamos fazer assim, assim. Como mulher.
Takes me 2 days to travel to reach to the project site. I cross 3 rivers. I mentored one farmer for 2 years. Actually, they were 2, but one man and one woman. So I became like a family. Our farmers have harvest and they don't save. They will consume that in a particular season and they will be hungry in another season. I advised him to open a book. So he opened a book. He started saving and he's proud of doing that. I asked him, how is life? And he said, it's like America. So it's all coming out of poverty. It's all about coming, it's a mindset.
Now working with Farmers Union of Malawi as the gender mainstreaming coordinator, and try to combat HIV/AIDS nutritional wise for the communities that do not have access to good medicine and even good nutrition plans. Things are changing. People are now getting that information right from here for free, and we are having lead farmers who are also taking it up, and now they're training others. And it's like a wildfire that keeps spreading. More people and more people want the herbal garden at their homesteads.
Tubiga urani ngona tuvilana tose vakomo vano zoenda bwino fuya tukuja zazitsamba osalizova ngidwa ndiyana.
This community, there's a lot of people here doesn't go to bank, they don't save in bank. But when the DMAS project came, they brought something else, B for poor, banking for poor people in the community. A lot of the women that don't have money to use it for their farms, but they take loan from there. The banking for poor people, I like it.
This group is Titandizane, Village Savings and Loans Group. We taught them about the sack garden. They were the first ones to be trained.
Amen.
got the loan from the group, she decided to buy these rabbits. After they multiplied, then she would be able to sell some and be able to slaughter some for food at home.
It's not just a matter of born, live and die.
School is what holds the future of so many young girls.
We are here, all of us, we have a purpose.
It's not about taking the power of men, but it's just contributing for a family, for a village, a nation.
When one woman is empowered, the whole family is empowered. And it's just all this ripple effect. The community gets empowered and the country also benefits because of one woman's education.
By resisting the pressures of culture and becoming educated, these extraordinary women are role models for educating girls. Their messages of self-empowerment are doing nothing less than creating new cultural norms. These are the mothers of a new Africa.